Welcome to the first episode of Compound Growth. I'm Mike Vojnik, financial advisor at YTS Wealth Management.
My name is Brody Simmons, also an advisor at YTS.
Yeah. So the idea behind this podcast here is the two things that we like to do the most are work out and help people invest their money. So what better way to do that than at the gym, and we'll give you guys some tips on the way.
Yep, a little bit of education and show you how we work out while we do it.
First thing, first, chest day. We're gonna hit a little bit of flat bench barbell.
A little warm up in. This what we'll talk about today is compound growth, compound interest. A lot of people don't really know what that is. And it's basically when your money's growing, you're making money off of the growth. So I guess a generic example would just be if you put $100,000 in the market and it makes 10%, that's $10,000. Then the following year, if it does another 10%, you're making 10% off of your 110,000, not your original investment of the 100,000. So that's compound growth over the years. You're growing your money off of a bigger number, and it adds up really quick as the years go on.
Yeah, the whole idea of compound interest is that you're earning interest off of the interest that you make. And to us, I mean, that's just like the gym. Small gains over a consistent period of time is going to equal exponential growth. If you look at the function, the mathematical function of compound growth, it's an exponential function. What I think this is really about is just showing people our age. I mean, we're 25. Just showing people of all ages that it's always a good time to invest. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Next best day is today. So it's the same thing with investing.
I think a big thing too is, like, even whenever I'm hanging out with my friends, they ask me so many questions on like what they should be doing and if they're doing the right things. But I feel like that's what we want to talk about at a low, level of, hey, if you're just getting into it, this is what you should be doing. So as we move along through different episodes, that's what we're going to touch on a lot is if you're just starting out, what you should be doing to get yourself on the right track. And even just feeling educated enough, I guess, to reach out to somebody too. Because we see that a lot of people that they come in and they're like, yeah, I thought you needed like $1 million to reach out to somebody, like you have to have wealth to have an advisor. And realistically, the people that have the wealth, that's how they got there, is by working with somebody that knows what they're doing. So
it's about compound growth from an early age. I mean, if you're looking at Warren Buffett, when he was, 25 years old, he barely had $1 million, and it just keeps growing over time. And then eventually he hit $1 billion. His giant net worth spike didn't happen until he was over 50 years old. So it's about compounding.
It's honestly crazy how I was talking to my parents yesterday about this. Back whenever they were, younger, whenever they had me, my brothers, they started putting money in 529s, that kind of stuff. And they would talk to their friends about it, and their friends would be like, that's weird. Like, why are you even doing that? It's pointless, because nobody invested back then. Now it's almost become like a trend with Robinhood, and you can do it on Fidelity, Vanguard, or you can invest yourself. And it's just skyrocketed where people our age are getting into it, even people in high school, college. Once you're allowed to do it, people are creating their accounts and putting money in. And it's crazy how that's developed over the years, because it wasn't like that 10, 20, 30 years ago. So it's good to see.
And I think a lot of that is due to the cryptocurrency becoming pretty popular. Not to say that that's not a good asset class to invest in or not. I would just say it made it popular. With younger kids investing in this cryptocurrency, it is teaching them some fundamentals of investing, which is good. Next up, we're gonna hit some dumbbell incline bench. I like these a lot. You get a nice stretch with the dumbbells. So let's see how this is moving. Wow, that feels light compared to that bench. Yeah.
I'm gonna be sore.
Yeah. I think, honestly, that your physical health and your financial health, your mental health, it really is all tied in together. And that's really, honestly, what we want to promote doing this is get your mind right, get your, physical body right as well.
I think a big thing too is in business and just your professional career is if you have clients, showing them that you're working on yourself, you put the time and effort into your own body and your own personal life, that carries over into business and what you're going to do outside of work as well, within the company, just all aspects of your life.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Me and Nick were talking actually this week. Every Monday we do Trail Monday, so there's a nice running trail over by our office, and we get there at 6:30 as a team and go for a run in the morning to start the week off strong. We're just talking about our Saturday runs and things like that. When we pass our clients in the community, that's what they want to see, is their advisor out there, 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning getting a run in, not coming in hungover at 4 a.m. from the bar. They want to see you out there putting in work.
Lightweight.
Yeah, buddy.
Lightweight.
Lightweight,
Yeah,
baby.
Got sweat on there. Look at that. Nasty. Disgusting.
Yeah. Those are getting a little slick.
Don't worry, my calluses will help hold on to them.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Hit a little LeBron James. Big thing for us at YTS also is just doing things as a team together. I mentioned the Monday morning runs, getting a win together there, and just honestly becoming as close as we can. We already spend 60, 70 plus hours a week together, and it's nice to do things like this, lift together, work out, and get better together, really.
Yeah. I see everybody here more than my family.
Move on to a little bit of chest flies on the cable machine, one of my favorite workouts, so let's get that going. I'm thinking maybe superset it with some triceps also.
Kill me over.
Just get a deep stretch on this one.
Yeah.
Get on these. If you're looking for a jacked advisor, just call us. The only other thing I would say about compound growth is if you're earning 10% in the market, your money should double about every 7 years. So if you think about starting with $10,000, your money doubles to $20,000 after 7 years. Next 7, you're doubling 20 into 40. Next 7, you're doubling 40 into 80. Next 7, you're doubling 80 into 160. So that just shows you the power of it, because you're growing off a larger amount every time, and those doubles become pretty meaningful. I mean, you go 160 to 220 or 240. I can't even do the math right now while I'm in the gym, but I mean,
Just running through.
you can see the effects of it.
Quick calculation, like future value calculation. If you put $10,000 in the market and it earns 10% for 30 years, you don't put anything else in. That grows to about 200,000. If you just average 10%, that's not putting anything in, that's not pulling anything out. You just let it sit in the market for 30 years. So that's the power of compound growth. You only put $10,000 in the market. You don't pull it out when the market's high and put it back in when the market's low. You just let it do its thing. And that grows to about $200,000 if the market just averages 10%. So it's big what, investing early does rather than late. It's better to get it in as soon as possible rather than trying to time the market and wait for things to kind of drop or go down. It's best to just get it in And if you could dollar cost average, which is just putting it in on a monthly basis, then that's probably the best way to do it if you're going to be investing over time.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning into our first episode of Compound Growth. There will be more. If you guys want to know about anything specific, I mean, this video, we just tried to give a general overlay, tell you a little bit about compounding growth over time. But if you want to hear anything specific, drop a comment, let us know, because, you know, we want to tell you guys what you want to know the most.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you guys for hopping on. Looking forward to keeping these videos rolling. And yeah, like Mike said, if there's anything that you guys want to hear specifically, any questions that you guys have, just drop it in the comments, and we'll try to address everything in the next video. Thanks for hopping on.
Thanks.